Good evening, football fans. This is Bill O'Connell and Tate Stein here at LG Townsend Football Field, where the Montague Wildcats are taking on the Fremont Packers. Good evening, Tate.
Hey, how are you?
Good. What a beautiful fall evening for football here we have tonight. Beautiful sunshine, but a little wind and a little cold, so everybody's kind of bundled up tonight, aren't they? So tonight we have visiting Fremont Packers here. Tell us a little bit about them.
Well, the Fremont Packers so far this season, they're 4-2, 1-2 in West Michigan Conference Lakes play, and they're coming off a pretty big win against the Orchard View Cardinals. That was a 38-16 victory. And their star running back Justin Deerheimer went 30 carries for 172 yards and 3 touchdowns in that game. So maybe we'll see some more of that tonight.
And he is, what is he, a senior, junior? Justin, he's a senior, isn't he? Number 2.
Yes.
So hopefully we can call his name a lot tonight and see what they can do. And then last week it was you and I making the call for the Wildcats versus the North Muskegon Norsemen. I don't think it went the way the Wildcats wanted, but it was exciting to actually watch. I don't think it was as maybe lopsided as maybe the score indicated, but the Wildcats played hard, 14-7 at halftime.
Right, yeah, 14-7 at halftime. North Muskegon only scored 2 more times after that, but that was more than enough to have them pull away because Montague couldn't really manufacture anything on offense in the second half. And
the Wildcats actually had opportunities to punch it in the end zone, just turned it over on downs in the red zone, fumbled a couple times, made just a couple sloppy mistakes, as I would say.
Yeah, there was 2 or 3 goal line stands in that second half for North Muskegon, and that's also a credit to their defense and the men up front. There was some great work done by the defensive linemen that second half for the Norsemen. They definitely were shedding some blocks and making the plays that they needed to.
And North Muskegon actually probably lived up to billing, I think, for a smaller school in the Rivers Conference. There is obviously they have a big game tonight, but their quarterback came into the game with only 1 interception. Is that correct?
Oh yeah, James Young only had 1 interception on the year. He's had a boatload of touchdowns, boatload of yards. He's been playing very well all season, and I thought he did play pretty good against Montague. He just made 1 or 2 mistakes, and Chase Gowell, who was playing for the first time on defense all year, ended up hauling in 2 interceptions against James Young and the Norsemen. Absolutely.
It was his first time he'd been intercepted in since the first week, I think.
I believe so, yeah.
So, so that'll be a big game. Let's go to that. That's our game, CatchMark SportsNet game of the week here with North Muskegon and Ravenna. Cal and John calling that game. Kind of give us I know you guys talked about that on the podcast this week. Give us kind of a preview.
Yeah, we did talk about that on the podcast. That game will be at North Muskegon tonight, but Ravenna and North Muskegon are 2 teams that have a little bit of different play styles. North Muskegon, a little unorthodox to the West Michigan Conference with how much they pass, but James Young is going to look to have a bounce-back big game against Ravenna, but Ravenna, as we all know, is a team that's going to fight. They're not always the most physically intimidating team, but they're definitely a solid football team, and they're going to have to make some stops defensively to stay in it.
So I know that Coach Cater also had the Ravenna Bulldogs on his podcast there, another podcast for CatchMark SportsNet, the coach's show, and I think he grew to be fond of Hunter Hogan, if I remember correctly in that thing. Give us a little bit of background on Ravenna. I know Montague played them earlier this year.
Yeah, Ravenna ended up overtaking Montague in that game. I believe the final score was just 14-7, and that speaks a little bit to Ravenna's fight that they have in them. Some people may consider Hunter Hogan as the top player in the league, and I think they should. He's a guy who plays about 5 positions. He's the heart and soul of the Ravenna Bulldogs, and I think he's been a very large factor of some of these wins that maybe some thought that they weren't even favored in. So Hunter Hogan's definitely the heart and soul of that team. They got a lot of great athletes on that squad, and they're going to need him against that vital passing game that North Muskegon has.
All right, yeah. And, yeah, Hunter Hogan has lit up the stat sheet for Ravenna for sure. And as the band walks here in front of us on homecoming night for the Wildcats, we got a huge crowd of little ones down here in the end zone corner, cheerleaders and football players for the Wildcats. And then we're watching a bunch of very nicely dressed girls that are freezing out there in their fancy dresses for homecoming. But they had the parade earlier this evening, and now we got a homecoming game for the Wildcats. What do the Wildcats need to do tonight, do you think, to help themselves here in this playoff run?
I think they really, obviously, they're going to want to take home the victory, but they're going to have to be very disciplined tonight. They're going to have to clean up some of the mistakes that they've been making recently, and they're going to have to put some points up on the board. That's been the big story for them in the past few weeks. They haven't put up anything more than, I think, 14 to 20 points, somewhere around there. So Montague's going to have to find a way to put points on the board to end up taking the victory and get back on track.
Yes, and you know, we're as we speak of the playoff picture, going to the mapology here, it has the Wildcats in the playoffs at right now at 2-4 in Region 2, District 1. If this plays out, and the reason why the Wildcats have that right now is because of the schools that they're playing in the conference. Obviously, they have playoff points that are matching other schools that have more wins. But Montague would actually have to go to Grand Rapids West Catholic, which is a juggernaut in high school football, and I'm actually shocked that they have dropped down to Division 6.
Yeah. That's not a team that's been in. How long have they been Division 6?
I'm going to say this is probably their first year. I think they've always been Division 5.
Yeah.
I know we run into them for basketball, for the girls' basketball side of things. When Coach Cater and I were coaching them, when we made it to regions, West Catholic was there, and last year they were in the Division 2, I believe, state finals. Playing, and they had a couple really good players on that team. I think one of them's going to Michigan State this year, Abby, and then they played against Miss Basketball, who was actually going to Clemson. So that was a good state finals game. So that I went to. But on the other side of the ball, Fremont is actually in the playoff hunt as well in Division 4. And if this plays out and they make it in, guess who they would get? The Whitehall Vikings.
Oh, yeah, definitely not the team I would want to run into in the first round of the playoffs, but I guess that just speaks to, what kind of fight you're looking for in that first round.
Yeah, that whole district actually almost, other than Fruitport, is all conference opponents. And Whitehall is taking on Ludington tonight, I believe. So that'll be an interesting one because right now Ludington is number 2 in that district.
Yeah, and Montague faced off against Ludington earlier. That was 2 to 3 weeks ago, I believe. And Ludington ended up scoring, I believe it was 24 unanswered points in the second half, and Montague wasn't able to produce anything in the second half. So hopefully Montague will be able to change those woes tonight.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see a new maybe running back tonight too. I think I've heard the injury report is Adam Baird is sitting out this one.
Yeah, it could be for a number of different things. Yeah, I think he got beat up pretty bad last week against the Norsemen. He went out for one, I think, for concussion protocol. Got checked for a concussion, and then his ankle was giving him fits later on after that.
Absolutely. Let's get into it tonight. Obviously, we can't do this without our sponsors, and our main sponsor for this evening's live broadcast is North Grove Brewers, Van Dyke Mortgage, Foundation Systems of Michigan, Durga Insurance, Green Ridge Realty, Chris Dykema and Sarah Reel, Big Stone Therapies, Grieve Law, Scheid Heating and Cooling, and then Coldwell Baker, Dave Dusenberry. So we appreciate you guys and thank you for your sponsorship. So looking at obviously the Wildcats field is getting beat up a little bit, and but it's still holding up pretty good. Obviously we got some rain this week. It looks like it's going to be probably a dry, fast track tonight.
Yeah, I think so, and that can kind of play into favor of some guys that like to play quick. Like to make quick cuts. They don't want a mushy field to play on, especially when you got a fast tailback. So that plays well for the Packers, and hopefully Montague running backs that don't usually get as many carries as they will be able to take advantage of that too, with Baird sitting out. Absolutely,
and I think we'll talk about Fremont a little bit with Jared Hudson. I believe this is his first year as at the helm of the Fremont Packers, if I remember reading that correctly. If I'm not, sorry, I'm mistaken. It might be a second year, if that's not right. So he's taken over a program that has had its struggles in the recent past with football, especially. But this year actually has them on more of a winning track, and I mean, football in Fremont. I mean, it seems like it had a tradition back maybe in the early 2000s and stuff like that where they were winning football games, but he's getting them maybe a little bit more back on track.
No, yeah. If you're a first-year head coach and you're starting off with a 4-2 record with a team that hasn't, had the best years in the past few years, that's definitely going to look great on your record, on your resume, and that's going to be something that you want to continue to be able to hold true. You want to be a consistent winner as a new coach, but it's great that he's proven a point and getting that winning record starting in his first year.
Absolutely, and it probably helps to have a great running back like Justin here on the field too. We'll get to see him light up the stat sheet here tonight, but hopefully the Wildcats can contain him and get a win here, as they desperately need one to get back on track after, what are we at, 2 losses in a row, 3 losses in a row? 3 losses in a row. We got the Whitehall, Whitehall, Ludington, and now North Muskegon last week. So yeah, let's see if the Wildcats can get back on track, and get back in the winning column, and see if they can get that push to the playoffs.
Definitely. Oh, and I do want to bring up, we were talking about it last broadcast. I brought up the possibility of West Michigan Conference fantasy football.
No, what do we got?
Scott DeCamp heard that idea, and he goes, "Thanks, you just gave me more work to do." he thought it was a solid idea, but I think Scott's got a lot on his plate.
Well, then you're going to have to do it for him.
Yeah. No, I would be interested in doing that. I just don't know how to start it.
Let's see if we can figure out how to start it. And I wonder how many. Would love to see people listening to this broadcast or whatever leave comments in the YouTube comment portion here, and see how many people would love to be part of that fantasy football. I know it's a big thing. I'm in 3 leagues. My wife doesn't appreciate most of them, but that's okay.
She just doesn't understand.
That's all right. I'm with our fearless leader in a fantasy football league, with another fearless leader for CatchMark, Jeff Burrell, manning the head ops of that one, and I am the defending champion in that league. I'm just going to say that. I don't know if I'm playing our fearless leader this week in fantasy football, and he didn't sub out Jonathan Taylor last night.
Oh,
so he got a big old fat 0 on that one.
Time to kick him out the league. He's not even active.
So tonight the Wildcats get a couple players back. Well, at least one. Owen Peterson comes back tonight after a couple games off, which actually maybe could help some things. They actually get a little bit of more experience at the corner position now, and not relying so much on the freshmen and sophomores in that position.
Yeah, that, and they're getting some of that offensive production that they were missing. He was definitely the number 1 wide receiver for the Wildcats before he went out, so he's definitely going to be able to help in that passing game. Hopefully he'll be able to get more things moving offensively. And
it looks like we're done trying to figure out maybe who's going to carry the workload for the running back position, if it was going to be Moore or if it was going to be Cook. It looks like as the Cats are warming up here, it looks like Cook's getting first team reps.
Yeah, and usually we did see Moore getting those reps to begin with. I think they might be splitting carries just about even tonight if I was guessing, but we'll see if one back can definitely propel this offense and get some of those points on the board.
Well, I might put one of them as a flex position here if I was doing fantasy football for sure. We'll see what the Packers do on defense. I'm not sure what kind of defense they run or what kind of offense they run. It'll be interesting to find out and go from there.
I was going to ask you, too, who would you take first overall for this WMC fantasy football draft?
I'm going Stratton. I'm going Kyle Stratton. How about you?
I was going to go with Hogan.
Ooh.
I mean, you think about it, he plays just about everywhere. And he returns kicks and punts.
Yeah.
And he probably averages, 150 yards on the ground per game?
What defense are you going to go with?
Oh, I mean, it's got to be Whitehall, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're
yeah.
Right now,
or
Oak
Ridge.
Ridge. Yeah, I mean, Oak Ridge is good too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I was drafting, I don't know. There's 3 good quarterbacks right now that I could see taking.
Mm-hmm.
You got Young, you got Hogan, and you got Stratton. But I think Stratton's numbers on the ground are maybe a little bit stronger than Young's.
Yeah.
Running back, I don't know. Maybe
Maybe Durheimer.
Durheimer might be the running back.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what he does. I'm not sure what Oak Ridge has got for a running back this year. They usually have a solid one.
Yeah, usually.
But yeah, that's interesting. How
And we were talking about it. I mean, think about people coming to the games and they're watching. They're going. I got that guy on my fantasy team.
Well, yeah. Say that. It's funny because I went to a Green Bay Packer game this year. Took my kids and they were playing the Bears that night, and we had Bears fans sitting in front of us. And first thing the guy said, he goes, "It's kind of like a love-hate relationship. He's got Aaron Jones going, but he's a Bears fan. So he goes, he can rack up 600 yards, but he doesn't. I don't want him to score." And I'm like,
yeah,
and I think he scored 2. So.
Yeah, but I'll turn on the TV and watch a game I want to usually watch because I got a guy on my fantasy team.
Or the other guy's got a guy in it that you're
Right,
playing.
right.
And you're like, I hope he gets hurt. Just leaves this game and doesn't play. I agree. I 100% agree there. And hopefully, I don't know if our friends at North Grove Brewers are listening tonight and they can send us score updates for the North Muskegon and Ravenna game. That'd be good again. But we, again, thank North Grove Brewers, located in beautiful downtown Montague. North Grove Brewers is a hidden gem of the West Michigan craft beer scene. They offer a broad, rotating selection of beers and cocktails you won't find anywhere else. Their clubhouse offers a fun, welcoming atmosphere where friends are considered family. Their kitchen has a variety of sandwiches, tacos, and other snacks to quench your appetite. They regularly host a wide range of entertainments, including trivia, live music, and more. Located at 8735 Water Street in Montague, Michigan. Their phone number is 231-894-0144. Their hours are Sunday through Thursday, noon to 8, Friday and Saturday, noon to 10, and they're closed on Tuesdays. Again, thank you guys for your support and your valued sponsorship for this broadcast. Looked like I thought we were getting ready for the national anthem, but I guess not quite there. As both teams are in the locker room right now, if you're the head coach of this team for the Wildcats, what are you saying to them?
Well, it's a big night, not only because you're coming off 3 losses, but it's homecoming night. But I don't think you bring up that it's homecoming in the locker room. I think you got to bring up the fact that, hey, everything's down on us. Everyone's been talking negative about us, talking that we don't have that winning tradition anymore. We're starting to lose it. We need to pick things up right now. We need to get back that discipline that we've been missing, pick everything up offensively, and we need to be able to produce, get stops, and produce. And this is a time where there's no more excuses. Even if we are banged up, the next guy needs to step up and bring home the victory tonight.
Absolutely. And there is going to be a lot of excitement. As a coach, you kind of want to use that excitement, right? Because sometimes you can use that to your advantage as it is an exciting time. You're home in front of your home fans, and there's going to be probably more people in the crowd than normal that, maybe aren't their family, friends of people that are in the homecoming court. So that'll be fun. So you want to use that excitement and that energy.
No, yeah, I think you're right. I think the only guys that don't feed off of that is some of the guys that maybe aren't ones for the Friday Night Lights, but if they're not guys for the Friday Night Lights, they're probably not in your starting lineup anyways.
Absolutely.
So you don't really need to worry about that. You can definitely use that. Some of your guys can feed off that, and you can get a little bit more of that extra oomph, that extra pressure that's not negative, but it just gets your guys going.
Absolutely. And then now if you're the Fremont, you're in an atmosphere you've never been in. This is a new game for you in this West Michigan conference. New conference, you're playing in a whole bunch of new stadiums. What are you telling your guys? I mean, this is a new environment. You've never played on this field. You don't know where the holes are. You don't know where the sprinkler heads are, so to speak, and you don't know how the home side fans, the noise it's going to make, and what are you telling those guys?
I think what you should be telling those guys is just about nothing about it. I mean, you don't even have to bring up the fact that you're in a new stadium. You say it doesn't matter who's lining up across from us. We're going to do everything we can in our power to come out with the winning score tonight. I don't care if the guy crossing you is 6'7", 6'8". If he's D1, D3, you're just going to put everything you can out there and make sure you go 100% every play.
And and as a guy, what do you have to lose, right? Mm-hmm. Hey, these guys are favored. This is their home team. This is their homecoming. They're the ones. Let's go spoil their homecoming. That's right. When we played. I'm sure you did the same thing, in different sports, because some schools have homecoming or snowcoming they call it for basketball. But we would if we were playing for somebody for homecoming in football. Oh man, let's go ruin their homecoming.
Yeah,
it makes it a lot harder for you guys for teams to celebrate when you trounce them.
Oh yeah, it was the villain role. For some reason, those wins were always pretty sweet when you did get those ones. I mean, the last regular season game of my career as a basketball player in Montague, it was Fruitport's senior night.
Oh, okay.
And the stands were packed. I haven't seen too many student sections that big for Fruitport, and it was so loud. I couldn't hear myself dribble when I walked in the gym and started warming up. So we ended up beating them by 1. It was either 1 or 2. They missed a 3-pointer at the buzzer. So
yeah, that's always the best, right? You knocked them out, and then senior night, you ruin that special moment for those guys. Absolutely. It looks like the band's just waiting for the football guys to come out of the locker room and sit around the flagpole for the national anthem. But a good crowd tonight so far for the Wildcats here at home. These fans are actually battling. I mean, it's not warm out tonight.
No, it's
especially
not.
They sit on cold aluminum bleachers.
Oh, I know.
We're lucky. We're inside the booth with the windows shut. I don't know if they have the heat going or not, but I'm going to take it tonight.
No, I'm comfortable.
I see Brent down there with his gloves and his hat on, and he's got his little heater underneath the table. So he can stay
like he said, I'm not dumb.
Yeah,
he's not going to underestimate the wind and cold.
That's true. So the last minute adjustments, maybe. Do you obviously I don't know if Montague knew Adam was going to be out tonight or not, or if they've been battling that all week, or what are you telling these guys now? Is it next man up, or is it hey man, we believe in you. We know what you can do. You've been out there doing it before. Let's go do it, because somebody's got to take a spot in linebacker too, because Adam's a animal.
Oh yeah,
for linebackers on defense.
Yeah, he's definitely a two-way player. So it's gonna have to be next man up for offense and defense. I mean, I don't know if you can expect the same amount of production as Adam, but I think you got some talented running backs behind Adam, some talented linebackers behind Adam. There's some depth in this Montague squad. I think Cook and Moore are going to be able to pick up some of those yards that Baird usually picks up. So I think they'll be just all right in this game against Fremont. They are going to miss him a little bit, but I think they'll be all right.
Well, and I think we both remember that hit last week that he took on that crackback block, and I think we both went ooh,
yeah,
when he got hit. And so we our best to Adam. Hopefully he recovers well and gets back out here to play. And as we got a couple more big games still to come this season, and for that push to get into the playoffs. Both teams are still pushing. Both teams want to win this game. They want to cement that to get into the playoffs here. So
yeah, you might say this is a must-win for the Wildcats.
I think it's a must-win for the Wildcats. I think the Fremont could maybe possibly drop one, but I think they're in must-win territory as well.
Yes.
It's that time of year. It's getting to the end of the season, and it's always fun in games when we get down towards the end of the year for playoff football in West Michigan Conference here, right? And now you're getting into. I mean, Montague still has Oak Ridge on the schedule here, I believe, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
That'll be a game of the week for you guys. So we won't be calling that. So that'll be Cal and John in this booth, which probably all the Montague fans are happy about, so they don't have to listen to us anymore.
Thank goodness.
All right. Looks like we're ready for our national anthem. Let's turn it over to, the PA announcer's ready for that, but the Wildcats are lined up around the flagpole ready to go. I love that tradition as well too, where they come around that and then they carry the flags out. It's a good tradition to keep going. I hope when my son is playing for the blue and white here, they'll be doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Looks like we're just waiting about 13 more seconds before we get into the national anthem. Once again, it is a beautiful night here. A little windy. And it's kind of swirling on the field, so we'll see what that does. Again, this is Bill O'Connell, Tate Stein with CatchMark SportsNet, brought to you by North Grove Brewers here at the Montague LG Thompson football field. Montague Wildcats, Fremont Packers. I'll turn it over to the band for the national anthem.
In those efforts tonight, as we join together in the singing of our national anthem.
All the way down.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Montague Wildcats enter the field. It is
Come on, boys! Let's get that ball! Let's go! Monday! Now watch the ball! Watch the ball! The ball! Watch the ball!
About 4 on the play.
Record Slater.
He's not really.
Let's all stay
Some kind of injury as well, but don't see him out there. Slater rolling to his left, looking across the middle, and knocked away on 3rd and 9 by number 12. It's Kalen Francis. Or no, that's Owen Peterson. Sorry, my bad.
But that was an impressive throw.
We have 2 12s on this team.
Rolling out to his left, that was a very tight window that he needed to put in, and he did. It looked like it just slipped through his receiver's hands.
It did, and I think, he threw it between 2 Wildcat coverage men, so Peterson and Olsen were both standing there.
Yeah, dangerous though, but he put it right in the window that he needed to.
All right, it's 4th and 9 here. Let's see what they can do. They can't get a first down on offsides here, so they're going to be going for it. Back to throw, looking to his left again, and it is intercepted this time by Chase Gowell. Or no, is that Chase? Yep, Chase Gowell intercepted. Returning it, and he's brought down at it. Did he fumble at the end? Not sure. Nope. The way the Packers trying to jump down it looked like he fumbled at the end, but he turnover on downs or on an interception by Chase Gowell. That's 3 interceptions in the last 2 weeks here for Chase Gowell.
Oh yeah, he just jumped that slant route on the 4th and 9. It really wasn't open. He anticipated it. He knew it was coming, and a nice pick, nice play from Chase Gowell. First down for Montague on that pick by Chase Gowell.
1st and 10 from the 16-yard line for the Wildcats. Let's see if they can get something going here. Hand off to Cook up the middle. Let's get a little bit of running room until he ran out and hit that defensive end. Gain of about 4. Big hole. Line opened that hole up pretty well.
Gonna have to make a move to make that linebacker miss to get to that next level.
Tackled by number 11, Hertel. Here you go. Hand off again up the middle to Cook. He's just churning those legs. That's a first down, I believe. First down carry. So he got 7 yards on that carry.
Yeah, that's a strong run by Cook there. It was the read option again. Wildcats like to go to that read option very often, and it was a good read by Chase Gowell, I think. Austin Cook, good. Even a better run, though, from Cook. First down Wildcats.
Yeah, yards after contact. His yak yards are very high right now. That carry right there. I think he gained 4 yards after contact. Gowell rolling to his right with a throw. Out to Olsen for a first down throw. Gain of 12. Paul Olsen, good catch.
Yeah, that was something from Gowell that he didn't. Those out routes out on the outside is what I was trying to say. He missed a couple of those against North Muskegon that the Wildcats were looking for, but beautifully placed ball there for Gowell. Hopefully he can continue to place those passes where they need to be.
Absolutely. It was a great throw. Pushed out of bounds there. Here's a reverse to Olsen. The block cuts back against the grain and gets brought down by number 88, which is Owen Vandenberg. Good tackle. Gain of 4. Good run by Olsen there.
Yeah, Wildcats trying to get Paul Olsen going early. Had that one catch right there for about 10 to 12 yards, and then the little touch pass on the jet sweep. So hopefully Olsen can continue to get some of that involvement in the offense.
Gowell back. Hand off to Cook up the... keeper, and then he flip out to OJ. OJ breaks a tackle, and he's down the sideline. Ooh, he steps out of bounds at 36, I believe. Owen Peterson with the catch. Good little play.
Yeah.
Good play-action play with Cook. Cook has been moving the ball for him, and a good little play-action screen pass to Owen Peterson.
Yeah, nice little play design. The flip out to Owen Peterson, and what a nice block over there by Paul Olsen to clear out that cornerback and give Peterson that running room.
And there's what the senior does for you right there with Owen Peterson being back. Gives you a bit, especially their number 1 wide receiver. Hand off to Cook up the middle. Actually off tackle, gets a kid carry out there. Gets about 7 yards on that carry before he was brought down by number 11. Hertel again. Wildcats looking over to get the play. Plays called in, which is interesting because it's on cards, right? These guys are looking at certain pictures on the cards, and then they know the play. Oh, another bubble screen to Peterson, and it's just... And are they going to call it as a fumble?
I think he did, yeah.
He is. He's going to say a backwards pass, which I don't necessarily agree with, but we're not out there. We're looking at it. We're looking at it at an
Once
angle,
again, we got a bad angle.
Yeah, we're looking
way
at
up
an
here.
angle. But it just it was actually a good throw. Just I think Owen Peterson was looking to run before he caught
I
it.
think he turned his head before he even had the ball in his hands there, which caused him to do that behind the back move.
So a keeper by Gowell up the middle, cuts back and gets brought down by number 88, which is Vandenberg. Carey gets some, about 9 yards, I think, on that one, so it's about 4th and 1.
Yeah, Gowell hasn't had too much success running the ball in those read options as of late, so hopefully him and Olsen are some of those factors that haven't been able to provide and produce a lot for the Wildcats offense. Hopefully he can get back to that.
Hand off to Cook up the middle, and his legs turn. He's getting that first down. That 2 yards right there, even if he's met in the backfield. He was met right in the hole, and he still got the first down. 2-yard gain by Cook.
Yeah, he's running hard, running downhill, and there was no hesitation on that 4th down for the Wildcats, and they were able to pick up that first down very quickly, very easily.
And honestly, with the way that Cook has been running, that's what's opening up Gowell a little bit too, with his power running inside, and he's ran the ball really well and effectively. So, end of the first quarter, no score here for the Wildcats and the Packers, but both have threatened or are threatening now. I should say.
Yeah, they both had very similar drives, I think. Pretty time-consuming. A lot of runs by their running backs. They're workhorses right now in this first quarter. And I probably expect a lot of the same in the second quarter. Those running backs are going to keep getting their carries. I mean, Durheimer right now already has 8 carries for 31 yards, and Cook has carried the ball 6 times for 21.
Absolutely. And you know what? The short passing game for the Wildcats is actually effective, and I think it's building some confidence for Chase Gowell early. So I would assume the short pass is going to set up the long pass here, maybe even right directly. Something down the seam because they're jumping the short pass. So if I was looking at it, look off to the flats and then hit down the middle, and you might have a touchdown here if they have that play call dialed up.
Right.
I think that. If I remember correctly, against Orchard View, they dialed that play up to Adam Baird right down the middle, and he was wide open. So we'll see if that play's coming here. 3 to the left. Yep, bubble screen to Peterson. And he gets brought down by the first man, but gains about 4. First man is number 4, Hayden Threat. So 2nd and 6. From the Packer 21, I believe. Yeah,
that bubble pass over to that trio of Wildcats is one where you really got to rely on the blocking ability of your wide receivers out there that aren't receiving that bubble pass. If they can keep their holds on the cornerbacks and the defensive backs of the Packers, that could really help to spring that pass loose.
Absolutely. And it looks like that's what happened. One of them had a good block sealed, and the other one just missed the assignment, but that happened. It's hard to hold a block for a long time.
Yeah.
Another handoff up the middle to Cook. Cook still churning those legs. Finally brought down about a yard short of the first down. What a tough run by Cook.
Yeah, another impressive run, and he's dragging some of those Packers defensive linemen with him, and he just keeps fighting for every single yard that he's getting.
I mean, Fremont's not small up front. That Hambrook is a big boy up front.
Yeah,
he was dragging Packers with him. Here we go. Another fake handoff. Gowell keeps it, trying to get outside. Gets the first down. Gets about the 11. Gets first down there. So now we're getting here. We still can get a first down.
Yeah, Chase Gowell looking a little shifty here in the second quarter. He was able to make Barnhard miss with a nice little juke move, which helped him get those 4 or 5 yards for that first down.
Let's see what he got. We got 3 to the right of Gowell, 1 to the left. Let's see if they throw that little fade pattern to Isaiah. Nope, up the middle with Cook first. Gains about 2. Brought down by number 71, Hambrook. Maybe he's like, nope, you're not getting away from me.
Went right back to the inside zone read option play that they like to. The Cook and Gowell combination right now has been working because the offensive line has also been putting in that work, helping to make a few holes, but Cook's hard running combined with the offensive line working should help them continue to push the ball.
All right, 2nd and 8. Up the middle again with Cook. Gains about maybe a yard and a half. Third down.
Yeah.
This is definitely 4-down territory.
Oh yeah.
So we'll see what the coaching staff dials up here.
No, I don't see Montague taking 3 points in this situation.
I don't either. I wouldn't.
3rd and 7.
3rd and 7 here for the Wildcats. I'd say 6. Here's that fade pattern to Isaiah Atchison. 6-7. Let's see what he's got. Oh, yeah. Easy. Isaiah Atchison goes up and brings the ball down. No problem. Threw it right to the corner of the end zone, and that's all she wrote. Touchdown, Wildcats.
It almost feels like you're cheating when you throw that one with 6-7 Isaiah Atchison over there.
And you know, it only took 3 times for Gowell to get that fade pattern down on that one, right? So I know they threw it twice last week and couldn't complete it, and this time it took him the first play here for him to get that pass down, and that's all day long.
Oh yeah, I mean Gowell put that in a perfect spot. You got to put that where Isaiah can catch it, and the cornerback just cannot because of the length, the height that Isaiah Atchison has. As Montague missed that one, the PAT, so it's just 6-0 now.
Wide left for the Wildcats there from Abig. But that was a good, strong second possession for the Wildcats.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of. They didn't have that variety in the play call because they were able to just keep pushing the ball up with that read option that they like to run. But then that deep fade to Isaiah Atchison in the end zone, Isaiah went up and grabbed it at its highest point and was able to pull it down. So can't let that PAT damper the mood. You're still up 6-0, Montague over the Packers.
And here we go, getting ready to kick off. 9:54 to go here in the second. That was a long possession also for the Wildcats. That was a lot of ball control. Obviously,
yeah.
The Packers only had 1 possession in that first half, but Wildcats had 2. And honestly, the Wildcats just ground and pound and short little drives and short little passes. Just move the ball methodically down the field.
No, methodically is definitely the word to use. I mean, we've seen kind of some old school football here from the Packers and the Wildcats, despite that fade touchdown over there to Isaiah Atchison. Both teams just ground and pound in the first half so far, and that kind of is reflected by that 6-0 score.
Absolutely. Henderson getting ready to kick off. Nice big boot. Deep to Dermeyer. Running around the right side, and now pushed out of bounds by number 67, Rodney Brassfield.
I think what Dermeyer has, which is part of the reason why he can be pretty elusive on the football field, is something that some high school football ball carriers can pick up on that others do not, and it's kind of that side juke move, that sweeping jump juke that some kind of obtain as they go through middle school and high school. It's a move where both of your feet leave the ground, you jump side to side, but if you're able to get that move down, you can be pretty quick and pretty hard to tackle.
Absolutely. So we'll see what the Packers do here on their second possession. 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line. Slater hands off to Dermeyer up the middle and brought down from behind. Who is that? It's Brassfield.
Who would have guessed it?
Shocker.
He basically went unblocked on that one, and I think Durheimer is a pretty methodical, slow, patient runner that looks for his hole and finds it, but he didn't have any time to be patient on that one because Brassfield was coming from behind.
Absolutely. All right, second and we'll say 2nd and 10 still. I think they gave him a half a yard on that last carry. Slater handing off again to Dermeyer, and he's met in the backfield. Brody Dietz is hanging on for dear life right now. Gets a little help there, but Brody Dietz gets the tackle after about a gain of another yard, maybe.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Durheimer has sports-induced asthma by the end of this. He is carrying the ball several times in this first half.
And here we go. We got... it looks like the refs are over talking to the Packers sideline about something. 3rd and 9. Maybe a late substitution. Not sure what's going on. Not sure what was going on there, but we're back at it. Live game action here. Ricard Slater back. Dermeyer to his right. Rolls to his right. Looking for the short pass, and it's picked off. It wasn't at first. Should have been picked off by the first man, but then he tipped it up and almost got caught by the Packer receiver, and he tipped it to the other Wildcat D-back that was in the area. Interception, Wildcats.
Yeah, I don't know if that was Gal over there that tipped it originally or who it was, but whoever did tip that, it went right out of their arms, and Michael Moore ended up pulling it down. Strong, hard run after the interception. Big turnover for the Wildcats.
That was an interesting little play there for the Wildcats. That I thought it was easy interception for. Like you said, I don't know who the D-back was on that. I'm sorry if it was Gowell or if it was Olsen on that side, but handoff. Fake handoff to Cook and up the middle with Gowell for a carry of about 4 yards. Good read actually, because he only had one man to beat. The man actually did catch him, but he gained sizable yards on that.
Oh yeah, not much going for Cook over on the other side. It was a good idea to take that one himself, just to tuck it and run. But nice tackle over there by whoever that Packer was.
I'm gonna say it's probably number 30, who's over there, Pettis. He's been in on a lot of tackles. Gowell back, Cook to his right. Gowell just takes it right up the middle. Gains 3 yards. Brought down by, who's getting up at the bottom? Oh, of course it is. It's Hambrook, number 71. He's in on a lot of tackles, and I think you mentioned his name before the broadcast as well, saying that he's a tackling machine.
No, yeah, and he's going to be a vital piece to this Packer defense because of Wildcats. Their favorite play in the playbook, running-wise, is probably the play that they've ran a few times already, that read option to Cook or for the Gowell keeper.
Cook to Gowell's right. Handoff to Cook, see if he can. Ooh, it's going to be close. Let's see where they spot the ball. 3rd and 4. Cook maybe got that 4. Brought down by Hambrook again. He's hit on a lot of stuff. He's a big kid.
Yeah, he'll probably end with double-digit tackles by the end of this for good reason.
You're going to mark him a little short, so it's 4th and less than a yard for sure. We'll see what we got. Cook to Gowell's right. Hand off to Cook. Ooh! See if they can move the line. I think he got it just barely. The way they're running in, I think, where they're spotting it, he's got the first down. But he didn't get much more than the first down. Cook brought down by the host, and Hambrook was in on that one as well. But that whole linebackers I think they're gonna measure this one.
Yeah, they're gonna have to bring out the sticks on this one.
It's close. I think he's got it, but I'm gonna say he's got it. We'll see what we got here. Here's the measurement. The fine staff here at Montague with the chain gang
of Kyle Loman and Jeff Stein.
You know that guy?
Yeah.
Jeff Stein guy?
I try to stay away from him.
1st and 10, Wildcats. So it's 1st and goal, actually, not 1st and 10. 1st and goal for the Wildcats from the 6, I will say. But I thought he had it.
Mm-hmm. Probably going to continue to ground and pound here.
Let's see. Hand off to Cook around the end and just short. Gets to about the 1. Second and goal from the 1.
Yeah, they did.
Good run by Cook.
Yeah, they did go right back to it, and he just laid a kid out.
I think number 30 with the Pettis with the tackle.
Do you think they go back to the fade? Do you think
they're running it? Mm-hmm. Cook up the middle. Touchdown. Well, there's no signal yet. Wildcats think he's in.
Got him short.
Ooh, they're marking him short. Just short. So 3rd and a foot, maybe. But I think they're trying to get the play in quick. I can hear the coaching staff next to us saying, let's go quick. 5:48 to go here in the second quarter. Cook to Gowell's left now. Hand off to Cook this time, and he's met by the Packers, but he's in. Touchdown. Cook. Tough run. I mean, it was the same play, just opposite side of the field this time. But Cook's legs and him churning those legs made him get in the end zone.
Yeah, and it kind of collapsed the original hole that he was going to go to, but then he bounced it outside to the tackle, and he ended up just running it in for the 6.
That was that leg drive that we talked about, right? Those guys, they never stop pumping their legs. That's what you do. If my son's listening or watching, that's what you do. You keep driving. Notes. And A-Big up good with this one this time. So it's going to be 13-0 Wildcats, 5:36 to go in the second quarter.
And wow, this game has just gone by so quickly because of both offenses of the Wildcats and Packers has been about 90% running.
Absolutely. You keep it on the ground, you're not throwing throwing incomplete passes. It's the play clock and the clock keeps running. That's always fun. And you know what? I'm not sure what time they took over on that drive. Do you remember?
I think it was just under 10 minutes.
I think it was 9:46 if I remember. And now it's 5:36. And they got the ball. They were already inside the 20.
Yeah.
So that's ball control. That's I mean, you're keep it out of the offense's hands. It's the best defense you can have, right? Mm-hmm. So if you have a good methodical offense that can just ground and pound, keep the ball.
Exactly.
Keeps it out of Dermeyer's hands, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Dermeyer set back to receive deep here, along with, I'm not sure, I can't see the number. Who's back with him, but might be the quarterback. We'll see. Henderson gets that to kick off. Oh, he put his foot into this one. Dermeyer's running backwards to get it, and it goes into the end zone. Touchback. And it's number 44, it looks like, was back with Dermeyer on that one. Melody. So Packers are going to take over here on the 25-yard line. 1st and 10. Let's see what they can do. See if they can answer. I mean, this game's not out of it yet. Here, you know, they've moved the ball pretty well. I mean, obviously a mistake by the quarterback throwing it into double coverage and gets intercepted. But I mean, you're going to take those as a freshman quarterback too.
Yeah, definitely. When you have a freshman quarterback, you shouldn't expect them to be perfect by any means. And the only thing that stopped the Fremont Packers on these last 2 drives is turnovers. So if they can take care of it, continue to push the ball, they can bring it back to a 1-score game.
Slant. Oh, almost intercepted again by Olsen on that one. I think actually the receiver turned to D-back on that one and pulled it out of Olsen's hands as he ran by. So
yeah, he had to. Olsen skied for that one, and the wide receiver took notice and just reached up and batted it out of his hands.
Yeah, he takes that. I don't know if anybody's there really to stop him.
Mm-mm.
Maybe the quarterback, because he's the only one that's going to see him, but there's a lot of green grass in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
The Wildcat coaching staff next to us got a little excited about that one too. So. Richard Slater back, man in motion. Romero, Dermeyer the carry, still carrying the Wildcats. Wow,
goodness,
he just gained 7 yards on a carry where he was wrapped up after a gain of 2.
Yeah, and a good push there from his offensive lineman too, getting behind him, making sure they don't just stop after getting their blocking assignment done with. They went right to the ball carrier and continued to help push on that one.
Absolutely. Linemen are doing their job, and guess who they ran behind, though? Hambrook. I would run behind him all day. Then they put number 40 in motion, Romero, and he's a big kid too. So
oh yeah.
They're going right back to that play, just a little different look, and Dermeyer's got room. First down, still going.
Oh.
Gets it to the 50. Wow, good carry by Dermeyer. That was a gain of about 21.
Yeah, it's starting to make sense after looking at the stats and now watching this happen in live time, watching Dermeyer go to work, watching the offensive line try to create those holes, watching all the carries happening. It's starting to make sense why Dermeyer is getting so many yards every game.
Has anybody else carried the ball other than the passes?
No.
I haven't seen anybody carry the ball.
Yeah, he does not come out.
Ride the horse while you can, right? He's good. Yeah. Romero in motion. Dermeyer following him. Side steps. Another cutback against the grain. Wow. Brought down by number 75, which is... I don't have it. Who's 75? Or no, 76, sorry. My bad. Dylan Powers. And Brassfield in on the tackle, but after a gain of 7.
No, yeah, and that's that little bit of that side juke that I was talking about a little bit earlier coming into play. He had a couple guys, had him dead to rights over there on about the 45-yard line, but he used that little side juke and made a couple guys miss.
Side juke, got a couple yards, and then cut back against the grain, gaining even more. So another handoff to Dermeyer, and he's not getting anything there. Met by everyone in the front line of the Wildcats that time. 55 gets off the bottom, which is Isaac French. So good tackle. I mean, he's playing nose, so he made it in there pretty well. Met Dermeyer in the backfield. No gain.
Yeah, and he tried to stay patient on that run. Dermeyer did, but sometimes staying patient when everything closes in on you quick, sometimes it'd be better just to hit that hole or that tiny hole that you don't have a long time of opportunity to hit that hole. So sometimes you can't be too patient.
Running behind Hambrook, got the first down. Dermeyer. His forward momentum stops. Silas Jancic comes out of the pile with the ball, but the whistle is already blown. So, but I was going to say that before that play happened, that my money's on them running behind Hambrook.
Oh, yeah.
Or Hambrock, I guess. I'm sorry. I'm saying it's Brook. It's Brock. Hambrock. He's, yeah. They motioned Romero into motion and followed right behind those two. And that opened up the hole. They're definitely going to the left side of that line for sure.
Yeah, him and Andrew Steger over there, I believe it is.
Let's see if they do it again here. Oh, I think there's a motion. Going deep, Slater. Knocked away, but, I mean, a little bit of hand play there for both the D-back and the wide receiver. But going deep, I mean, it was a good-looking throw.
No, yeah, and it seems like he hasn't lost much confidence after throwing those couple picks, but I like it. He went right back to it. His man had the defensive back beat a little bit, got ahead of him. They were definitely both playing physical to the catch, though.
Absolutely. That was against River Jarko over there on the side. Played good defense. Jarko playing bump and run. He's right up in his face. Run to Dermeyer up the middle. And tackled by, was it Brassfield? I believe so.
Yeah, it was.
Brassfield wrapped him up from behind and helped out by Isaac French, number 55.
Yeah, and that left side just had all the Wildcats pinned right there.
They're definitely following behind Hambrock. If they want yards, they're going to go that way. 3rd and 6 right now for the Packers. Handoff right behind Hambrock. He's got room. That's a first down and still more. First down, 20-yard carry by Dermeyer, and he's just racking up yards right now.
My goodness. Yeah, add him to the fantasy team.
Yeah. Thinking so. He might be my goal line guy.
Yeah. And he had, it was either 1 or 2 weeks ago. I think it was 2 weeks ago against the Oak Ridge Eagles. He had about 70 yards receiving, too.
Oh, wow. We haven't seen him come out of the backfield and catch a pass yet. So.
No, and I wonder if that might be a second-half adjustment for the Packers.
But nice drive here going for the Packers, but they're going to have to kind of get moving a little bit with minute 40 to go here in a second. Hand off to Dermeyer. Met in the backfield. Going nowhere. Number 67 right in there, which is Brassfield. And then taken down by the rest of the Wildcat defense, I think. Loss of 4.
That was a horde of Wildcats on that one, but who else but Brassfield? He's been having his way on this possession over on the right side of the Packers' offensive line.
And they're going to need that because they're running left all day long, so Brassfield is going to have to start crashing, or he's going to have to get moved if the defense is moved over to the left side because that's where Dermeyer is getting his yards.
Right.
And this time he is on the left side. So Brassfield's probably playing wide side. Dermeyer lined up to the left of Slater, or to the right of Slater. Handoff, cuts back, tries to weave his way for a few yards, and I think he's got a gain of about 6. So it'll be 3rd and 8.
I've been impressed by the stamina that Dermeyer has. I mean, he does not come out a single play. He runs 3 times out of 4 on offensive possession for the Packers, and I don't understand where he's getting this energy from.
Well, the Packers, like I said, they're going to have to start moving a little quicker. Running the ball is not going to get them in the end zone unless they break it. And they got 32 seconds to go here in the second with timeout for the Packers.
Yeah, they might turn to that deep streak or that deep fade that they've been trying to get.
Or maybe this is where Durheimer comes out of the backfield as in a little hot route or a back bubble screen to him out of the backfield. We'll see.
Definitely got to be careful. Don't want to throw the third pick here in the red zone.
No, especially it's 3rd and 7. They're calling it. I'd say 3rd and 8. So we'll see what the coaching staff of the Fremont Packers dials up for this 3rd and 8 with 32 seconds to go here in the half. And if they can score, here we go. If they score right before half, guess who gets the ball in the second half?
The 2-for-1 opportunity.
There's exactly what I was talking about. As the Wildcats come back on the field, they got their assignments. Here we go with the Packers coming up to the ball. See what we got. Brassfield's read must be whichever side tight end is on because he went to the tight end side. So Brassfield's on the right side. Durheimer's on Slater's left. Drop it back to pass. Across the middle. Overthrows his receiver. Number 4. Threat.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a dangerous pass. Probably thankful that it went high right there because if he missed a little bit behind, that probably would have been the 3rd interception of the night. He's got to be a little more careful.
4th down, and they're calling another timeout. 28 seconds to go. They want to talk this over here on 4th and 7.
Timeout, Fremont.
And we're gonna go. I'm gonna see if we can pull up some scores here. I haven't heard anything from my friends down in North Grove, so they must not. My score guy must not be there tonight. So we'll see what we got for on.
We've had no one claiming the
Scores.
FFA prize, so we're reading off a second ticket number.
So as we have here, 28 seconds to go here in the first half. We got at North Muskegon. North Muskegon 7, Ravenna nothing in the second quarter here. Reese Puffer, Zeeland West right now 14-6. Zeeland West over Puffer in the second. Whitehall 21, Ludington 0. Dermeyer on the run, trying to pick his way for a first down, and he is stopped short. So that ball is going to get turned over on downs going to the Wildcats. What do the Wildcats do here? Obviously stopping them before halftime. That's a good stop. But what do? You think they take a knee or do you think they take a shot?
It says they have 3 timeouts left on the scoreboard if that is accurate. So they could get probably 2 plays in, maybe a third if they're lucky. Maybe go to the outside here, get 15 yards on the first couple plays, and then go for the deep one. But I don't know if that's going to be the Wildcats' plan. They're probably going to go right back to that read option, I assume.
Well, the coaching staff's not leaving, so I'm assuming we're going here. Handoff up the middle to Cook. Gains of maybe a yard. And see if they get a timeout quick or not. Clock's still running. It looks like we're going to go into the halftime here. Wildcats 13, Packers 0. So here on homecoming at Townsend Athletic Complex, the Montague Wildcats leading the Fremont Packers 13-0. This is CatchMark SportsNet, brought to you by North Grove Brewers, Van Dyke Mortgage, Foundation Systems of Michigan, Durga Insurance Group, Greenridge Realty, Chris Dykema, Sarah Reel, Big Stone Therapies, Grieve Law, Scheid Plumbing, Heating and Cooling, and Coldwell Baker, Dave Dewsbury. So, Tate, what did you see here in the first half that impressed you by the Wildcats? And then we'll go into the Packers.
I saw a lot of hard-nosed football there, but I was pretty impressed by Montague's offensive line, and I was impressed by Austin Cook in that first half. We kept talking about how physical he was running. He kept his legs turned. He was staying low, and he was carrying some offensive linemen with him, so we're going to have to see some more of that because I don't know how much Wildcats are going to turn away from that read option play that they love a lot. And from the Fremont Packers, I was very impressed by that left side of the offensive line, and they opened up some very big holes for Durheimer to go through. He's got 103 yards in that first half already on 20 carries, so I don't expect them to move too much from that.
And honestly, ball control is the name of the game right now, and taking care of the rock. Right, the Packers have 2 turnovers on interceptions, and should have been a third probably, but each team has had 2 possessions.
Right. And
in the entire first half.
Yeah, and it's only 14-0, and it'd be a different story if Fremont wouldn't have thrown that interception over on the goal line or scored right here. We could have a tie football game now.
We could. It would be a different ball game, but definitely ball control is the name of the game. The 2 teams that obviously show we want to run the ball, and we're pretty good at it. So, again, we're going to sign off here for halftime. And let the halftime festivities take place, as they got a little bit longer halftime tonight. I think not sure if they're going to video it or not, but we're going to take a break here, and we will be back after halftime. Thank you.
The band is looking forward to performances this coming week in both Mona Shores and Allendale. They have had a fantastic show. Save the date. This year's Glow Show is on Monday, October 24th with 7:15 p.m. approximate start time. You don't want to miss it. Let's hear it one more time for the Montague High School Marching
And we are back here at Townsend Athletic Complex for the Montague Wildcats versus the Fremont Packers. Again, this is Bill O'Connell with Tate Stein. Getting our little score fix on here at halftime for scores around the area. And I'm not sure what the score of the North Muskegon-Ravenna game is. When I got here is 14-0 North Muskegon in the second quarter, but I'm not sure totally about that because I was watching it at halftime here, and North Muskegon had one called back. So it was 7-0, and then they had one called back. So maybe they did score or not, but I'm not sure on that one. Reese Puffer, 6. Zeeland West, 14 at the half. Leadington, 0. Whitehall, 35 in the second quarter, which not surprising there. What else we got here? Scrolling through, I saw Shelby Manistee 0-0. Hart 27, Holton 0. Mason County Central 14, Hesperia 0. That's all I could find. So, all right. Once again, this is CatchMark SportsNet. Montague Wildcats versus versus Fremont Packers. Brought to you by our wonderful sponsors, North Grove Brewers, Van Dyke Mortgage, FSM Foundation Systems of Michigan, Durga Insurance Group, Green Ridge Realty, Chris Dykema, Sarah Real, Big Stone Therapy, Grieve Law, Scheid Plumbing, Heating and Cooling, Coldwell Baker, Dave Dusenberry. I will thank Van Dyke Mortgage. Their commitment to find you the right home loan is second to none. Experienced licensed team is ready to work with you to ensure a smooth and timely loan process from application to close. Try out some of their useful site tools, from frequently asked questions to online mortgage calculator. They look forward to working with you. Located at 460 Western Avenue in Muskegon, Michigan. 231-332-6500. And the Wildcats get set to kick off here.
The Wildcats will kick off to start the second half.
Back deep for the Packers is Dermeyer. And 44, Medley. We're probably killing these names. I mean, we apologize if we're slaughtering them completely. Henderson with the kick. Deep again, going into the end zone for a touchback.
Henderson's kick rolls into the end zone.
So the Packers will be starting from the 25. So what do you tell your players here coming out of halftime if you're a Fremont coach?
If you're a Fremont coach, you got to tell them, we're not going to win too many games having 0 points on the board, especially at the end of the game. So it's only the end of the first half, though. We're coming into the third quarter. They're going to have to find a way to punch that ball in. And I think their run game has been pretty solid so far. The passing game is what's been lacking a little bit. The quarterback right now, Slater, is 2 for 10 with 2 interceptions. So they're going to have to find some way to get other guys involved to move the ball up the field.
Hand off to Dermeyer. Breaks it outside a little bit with somebody hanging on his back, which is Brassfield, I believe. Brought down after a gain of 3.
Yeah, you can only hand it off to Dermeyer so many times inside the tackle to the left and right side. I mean, there's going to have to be some unpredictability from the Packers here if they're really going to want to put some points up on the board.
I totally agree. It's a tough situation for the Packers with only one really true running threat.
Mm-hmm.
But they're going to have to try to mix it up and give somebody else the ball just to see if they could break it open and kind of open it back up for him, because right now the Wildcats are just teeing off on him.
Yeah, there's been a lot of lack of creativity right now in that offense, but they've been able to move it all right without it.
Dermeyer handoff going to the right side again. Gain of about 3. Can't see who's getting off the bottom of the pile there for the Wildcats. Looks like Michael Moore.
I've personally never watched a 1960s football game, but if I ever did, I imagine it'd look a little bit something like this. And, you know, some people like that. Some people get down with that hard-nosed football.
I would say it's even as recent as the 90s.
Yeah.
Okay? You know, if you threw 4 times a game, that was a lot. So, Slater back, hands off to Dermeyer again up the middle on 3rd and 4. Brought down for maybe a half a yard. 4th and 3. Looks like the Packers are going to bring out the punting unit on that one. They don't think they can get the guys off sides. I don't know. It worked for them twice in the first half.
Yeah.
We could try it again. They still might.
And I wonder if the Packers are going to turn away from their quarterback and those passing plays that they were looking at in the first half because of those couple turnovers. Hopefully you don't, if you're a Packers fan, completely turn away from the passing game, even if you do look to those short passes that you were talking about.
Yep, and a bad snap, and he's just going to run it. And he might pick up the first. He does. Bad snap on the punt, and he picks up the first down. Oh, my. Sometimes when things don't go good, they work out well for you.
Just the way they drew it up.
Number 11, Hertel with the carry on that one, I guess is how you call it, on the bad snap and the carry. Made two men missing right away, and then one other guy, and then he got the first down.
Yeah, way to think on his feet there. He couldn't really field the punt because it bounced 3 times before it got to him, but he ended up scooping it up, and what a solid run, and it's first down Packers.
And you know what that is? It's the lack of the Wildcats actually paying attention to what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Just going down and thinking that the Packers are just going to punt it away, not watching the ball.
Yeah, there's no pressure on that snap at all.
And then guess what? Hand off to Dermeyer up the middle on the left side behind Hambrock, and he's brought down by 76, which is Dylan Powers.
Brought down by Silas Jansen and Dylan Powers.
You can maybe hear the public address announcer saying Silas Jancic on that one too, but I didn't see Silas. Maybe he got up earlier. So let's see if the Packers change it up. I mean, I'd like to see maybe Dermeyer catch a pass.
Mm-hmm.
But another handoff. Dermeyer on the left side again. Brought down by Brassfield and about 6 other Montague Wildcats. Who do we want to give one to? We'll give one to Owen Peterson, Chase Gowell.
Yeah. Yeah, but you're right. It was Brassfield. He reached down. He stopped Dermeyer, stopped some of that forward momentum, and it allowed a few other Wildcats to be able to catch up to Dermeyer and make those tackles.
If you look at it, it's 3rd and 7 from the Packer 40-yard line. See if they, I mean, right now, if I was the Wildcats, I would just totally ignore everything else and just make my backers just focus on Dermeyer.
Yeah.
Snap back, quick pass, and he's pressured. He's going to try to get outside, and he is brought down by Brassfield.
Whew.
And Brody Dietz.
A name we've called out a few times tonight, as well as Brassfield's.
Brody Dietz had a little bit of pressure on him in the backfield, and then helped finish it off. Brassfield and Dietz finished that one off. Little fake play action to Dermeyer, and then quarterback was pressured right away and decided to just take off. Didn't gain maybe 2. So they're going to try this punt thing again.
If it bounces 3 times in front of him again, then we know it was really drawn up that way.
And here's a snap. Oh, he caught it in the air. Low kick. Going to take a Packer bounce. Picked up and oh no, fumbled by the Wildcats. And who came away with it?
Oh my!
Packers are pointing to them. They came away with it. Another mistake by the Wildcats on the special teams.
Special teams is hurting right now. Owen Peterson, he kind of went for the late pickup there, tried to catch a few Packers sleeping, but ended up getting stripped away from, bounced around like a pinball a few times underneath a couple guys, and now it's going to be Packer football. So in reality,
first down.
They just completed like a 35-yard punt pass
I like
themselves.
Punt pass. I've never heard of punt pass, but yeah, I like it. Punt pass. So they're now at the 30 of the Wildcats. That's their biggest play of the game. Hand off to Dietz. Trying to get outside. There's a flag coming in. Brought down by... no fumble. They're not going to call it. But brought down by Brassfield and Booth.
Stop was Silas Jansen and Dylan Powers, number 76.
No, that's 76 Powers.
Yeah, now on top of the 40-degree windy weather, now we got rain.
Is it raining? I know it was
yeah.
starting to rain when we were coming up here. And oh, yeah, I do see it now coming down. And it is on the Fremont Packers.
So just another factor to discourage the Packers from passing the ball.
Holding. 10-yard penalty. Spot foul. So it's going to be a 1st and 21.
10 yards from the spot of the foul, so the ball is moved
Yeah.
back to the Wildcats.
Oh. Packers are changing balls here. Trying to keep it dry. It's not raining that hard.
No. It is coming down, though.
I think our fearless leader is getting a little nervous about the rain, too, and all the equipment down there. Slater back, hands off to Dietz. Shocker. Met in the back. Oh, or Dirtmeyer, I'm sorry. Dietz meets him in the backfield, misses the tackle, but no gain. The rest of the Wildcats come in and help him out. Dietz shot through that line like a rocket. Did. Holy cow.
He found a gap like he was the running back on the play, and he just got to the backfield, got to Diermeyer, and I think Diermeyer took a little bit of a shot on that one.
I think he's getting a little tired.
I would be.
He's walking pretty slow back to the huddle there, and I mean he's carried 10 other dudes on his back the whole game, so I'm gonna say they're gonna hand it off to Diermeyer.
Yeah, he was looking at his quarterback like, "What's the play?" And I think he just said to him, "Come on, you're getting the ball."
And
he's gonna throw it.
Rolling out to his left, looking for somebody, throws it up for grabs and dropped. Dropped by, I think it's 44. Yep, 44, which is Medley. So we're going to look at a 3rd and half a mile.
And, of course, the one time I make a joke about them running the ball, they're going to roll out to their left and throw a pass, but unfortunately it was dropped by a Packer there, so...
Well, it was a 2nd down. You always gamble on 2nd down, so we'll just go back to the run game here, probably. Diermeyer, give him a break on 2nd down. Diermeyer to the right of Richard Slater. Here we go, 3 to his right. Another pass back. Rush, screen,
my goodness.
But there's nothing there. But it was,
wow.
Guess what? It was Diermeyer, screen pass. He caught it and lost yards.
No, yeah, he was blanketed on that one. It was an impressive catch on that little 2-yard screen pass behind the line of scrimmage, but there was about 7 Wildcats in the backfield on that one.
So do you think the Packers are going to try their best play here again, the punt? Or or maybe run the ball? Doesn't look like they're lining up in punt formation. So
no, on 4th and a country mile.
And here he's back to throw again. And he's hit as he gets ready to release. And they're taken down by Silas Jancic for a sack. Good. Turnover on downs.
That first down started on the 30-yard line, and he just got sacked, and that was about a 20-yard difference now as the Wildcats are going to take over right at midfield. I thought they were going to punt that one.
I don't know why they didn't, honestly. It didn't seem to me that it was four down territory, but at that point,
especially not on 4th and 47.
And the way the Wildcat special teams have been playing, I think it was your best shot to punt. But
yeah,
we'll see. Gowell back, throws a bubble screen out to Owen Peterson. He's got blockers this time. He's got room. It looks like we got a flag, so it's going to be a holding on the Wildcats. Peterson's still running.
Oh my goodness!
Down by 69, is that?
Yeah, Gabe Van Vliet.
Yeah.
The punter. I believe he is the punter for the Packers, but he also plays on the defensive line.
That was a very good tackle.
He took a chunk out of the field.
But it was a holding on the Wildcats, so it's going to spot foul, so it'll be about 1st and 17.
Oh. No, yeah, Van Vliet used Owen Peterson to take a divot out like he was hitting his 60 degree. And now we got 1st and 20, 1st and 17, 1st and 18, somewhere around there. But
they keep moving it, so I don't know. It's like 19. So we'll go with 19. Gowell back to see the snap. Hand off to Cook up the middle. And we churn for 4 yards. Cook on the carry. 2nd and 15.
Another solid, decent little run there from Cook. He's been given the nod for a lot of runs, a lot of carries here. The ball's been handed off to him just about 16 times now already tonight.
He's definitely been the workhorse. I don't know if Michael Moore has come in or to spell him yet or not?
No, Moore's been playing that flex like you were talking about, and he's been playing in the slot a little bit as a wideout.
Which he's out there, I believe, right now.
Mm-hmm.
Another run by Gowell, and he's brought down in the backfield by number 69. Van Vliet. I haven't called his number all night, and now he's made 2 really good tackles.
Yeah, now he just brings out the WrestleMania moves all of a sudden here in the third quarter, and he is just throwing Wildcats like ragdolls.
3rd down and 20, so a loss on that one of 5 yards. Gowell, let's see what he's got. See if they got to play. Puts Cook in motion, throws back to the inside to Owen Peterson on another screen. He gets about 8 before he's brought down by a host of the Packers. What do the Wildcats do?
I think you're going to have to punt on this one. You got 4th and 12. You haven't been able to move the ball too well so far. It's rainy, it's cold, and you're at midfield. You might as well give it up to the Packers, who still haven't put any points up on the board.
But they do move the ball well, obviously, and you know, I mean, even though we joked about it a little bit, but they do move the ball really well. But I think the adjustments that the Wildcats have made. Is it going to get in the end zone?
Oh no!
Oh, they're calling it down at the 1. Because it doesn't matter if the ball goes in the end zone here in high school football, right? It's exactly where it's touched is where it's downed. And that was a great punt by Gowell and downed by Owen Peterson.
Yeah, down within the half-yard inch line.
Wow, what a good punt. But like I was saying, we do joke about the Packers punting, but it's just joking. We're sorry if we've offended anybody, but they have to mix it up. We've talked about that. They have to mix it up. Dermeyer cannot carry the ball. Obviously, the adjustments that the Wildcats made at halftime, focusing on him only. So they're going to have to open it up and really change something up to get Dermeyer back, right? Obviously, you want to keep everybody honest, keep handing the ball your stud, but somebody else is going to have to run the ball to kind of mix it up.
Right. It's not a very sustainable level of play offensively if you've had 40 offensive plays and Dermeyer's carried it 27 times.
Exactly. So we'll see what the Packers do here. Obviously, I personally on this, I'm giving it to Dermeyer inside the 1, and running off of Hambrock on the left side.
Right. No, that was a knowing the roles moment right there on that punt. Because me watching that, I wasn't aware of that rule. I thought it was going to be a touchback.
Yes, and just as soon as it was touched, and you see, and Owen Peterson dove for that. Dermeyer gets a carry again outside. He gets a couple of yards on that. Gets out to about the 4-yard line on that carry, so it gives him a little bit of breathing room. But yeah, that Owen Peterson laid out for that one and tried to keep that from touching the end zones for a touchback, and that was a great play by him.
No, yeah, that's a heads-up play.
Dermeyer to the right of Slater. Hand off to the left side, right behind Hambrock, like I said, and he is stopped for maybe a gain of a yard by Silas Jancic, and I think Winkleman was in on that one as well.
Yeah, and Dylan Powers.
Oh, Winkleman wasn't in there. Dylan Powers, sorry. Just see Winkleman running onto the field now. So let's see if the Wildcats can get a stop here, get the ball back. We got 2:26 to go here in the third quarter. Fast quarter again. Not a lot of throwing, not a lot of anything else but run plays here. Dermeyer up the middle. He's got the first down. He's still carrying Wildcats. First down across the 15 to the 17 or 18-yard line.
Strong run by Dermeyer, doing his best Jerome Bettis impression on that run. And now we got a first down for the Packers.
Get a Steelers reference.
What?
Man, your dad didn't raise you right.
It was an excuse to not be a Lions fan. I wasn't going to not take it. I do cheer for the Lions.
I do too. I'm a Packer fan, and I cheer for the Lions. So yeah.
How?
I met Reggie White in a Waffle House in Georgia when I was in 8th grade.
I don't want to hear anything about the Steelers. I met Reggie White in a Waffle House.
Did you meet how many Steelers have you met? Oh, a reverse on this one. Dermeyer gets the ball and hands it off to, I think it's number 11, Hertel on the counter. So that was the first time that somebody else other than Dermeyer has carried the ball.
No, I know, big shocker, and unfortunately, it's kind of discouraging for the Packers. Did they get any positive yardage out of it?
No.
It's unfortunate. So they'll probably get a turn right back to Deermeyer right here, hand it right back off to him.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe they throw. It's second down. It's a second down. It's kind of one of those throwing downs. Here we go. Nope, hand off to Deermeyer off the left side behind Hambrock. And he gets 3 on the carry. Gets up to the 20.
I mean, every single time they've gone to that play, he's made 1 or 2 guys miss, and then he's got to hop over a guy on the ground, and then he's got a swarm of Wildcats just to meet him there.
Absolutely. And the Wildcats know where it's going. I mean, and I'm not even a football coach or any of that stuff. I'm watching it. I'm running behind Hambrock and handing the ball to Deermeyer. That's what I would do, too, if I was the Packers. Now here's the pass on 3rd and 9. Rolling to his right. A little bit of pressure. Throwing and intercepted at the 22-yard line. Brought back by Paul Olson. And he is, just short of the end zone at the 1.
Oh.
His legs made it into the end zone, but the ball did not.
Wow.
And I wasn't sure. It looked like, Olson caught it in his numbers. Just maybe an ill-advised pass by Richard Slater there, but that's that freshman right there to make it. You're gonna live and die by the freshman. There's gonna be mistakes, but his upside is probably, his ceiling is much higher than everything else. And he is an athlete. You can see he's a good athlete. He's made a man miss. He was under pressure. Just a bad throw maybe on the run. He couldn't set his feet. So
yeah, unfortunately, his 3rd interception of the night already, and I think he was just trying to make something out of nothing right there. Didn't really have anyone. That'd be where you pull him aside after that and say, that's one that you just throw away.
Absolutely. And I think he's getting talked to actually on the sideline by the coaching staff saying, hey, just throw that one away next time. We'll live another day. We'll punt it away, stop him on defense, and get it. Now the defense has a tall task here. Hand off to Cook up the middle, and he's in for a touchdown. The way Cook's been running all night, it made sense, right? He's getting 2 yards on every carry. Let's go to our next sponsor here, Foundation Systems of Michigan. They call Foundation Systems of Michigan for all your basement waterproofing, crawl space, encapsulation, and foundation repair needs. FSM, where less than exceptional is not accepted. All right. They are located on 5985 Clay Avenue, Wyoming, Michigan, 49548. Phone number is 231-225-6488. And the kick up by Abig is good. So here at almost the end of the third quarter, 46 seconds to go, it's 20-0 Wildcats.
Yeah, off the Paul Olson interception, just caught that thing and almost took it back to the house. I mean, he tried to go right through the last guy right before the goal line, and he went to reach for it, but just down short. But big interception, another touchdown, up by 3 possessions now as we only have 45 seconds left in this third quarter.
So the Wildcats have scored. All their points have come off turnovers by the Packers.
And you wonder what kind of different game it would be if the Packers, converted in the red zone, and if they didn't, they limited those turnovers.
Absolutely. I mean, especially that first drive by the Packers in that first quarter where they were intercepted in the end zone, I believe, and Gowell brought it out. So, I think it'd be a different ball game. They score that first touchdown instead of throwing that interception.
Absolutely. So, definitely a few opportunities early on, but now Wildcats holding them in midfield.
Let's go to our next sponsor as I'm trying to get caught up here with Durga Insurance Group. At Durga Insurance Group, they look at success through a different set of lenses, placing the relationship with their clients first. Regardless of what stage of life you're in, they're there for you each step of the way to offer you a level of insight and care you deserve. Located at 1535 Far Road, Norton Shores, Michigan. Phone number is 231-744-9106. Henderson off to kick off. Deep. Deermeyer was there to catch it. It's at the 8-yard line, bringing it out. Makes it over the 30s at the 35 and brought down at the 37. So good return there. Didn't let that one get in the end zone and got a good return out of that.
Well, yeah, very solid return. Once again, a guy I would have on my fantasy team if the West Michigan Conference Fantasy Football League did exist. He's got 30 carries on the night.
Wow.
And we're not even into the fourth quarter.
Are we doing a PPR league too,
Oh, yeah, you got to.
So he's got 1 catch too. So he's,
yeah. He's probably got what? Add those yards, and he's probably got close to 20-something points right now.
Just in carries and catches and yards,
Yeah. And he hasn't even scored.
No. That's just all the ground. And you know what? Hambrock is a stud.
There's no doubt about that.
And Oh, we got a false start by the Packers.
I think
Tight end.
Yeah.
Tight end just rocked a little forward.
Mm-hmm. Ended up falling forward, had to catch himself on that downhand.
You kind of got to call that standing out.
Oh, yeah.
So, let's get this drive started 5 yards back. So, 1st and 15 from the 31 of the Packers.
Packers going to need a score right here, really, if they want to stay in this game, especially with how the time possession has been looking.
40 seconds to go in the third quarter. Hand off to Dermeyer up the middle. Ooh, who was that in the backfield right away? Well, that was Isaac French in the backfield right away, making Dermeyer change where he was going to go. And then the rest of the Wildcats front line picked it up. Silas Jancic there leading the charge.
Yeah, it looked like French beat his man there to get to the backfield. And Chance Crawford, who was the offensive lineman that might have missed him on that one, came back to try and get that block, make sure he didn't tackle Dermeyer in the backfield.
It's good play by I think French is a freshman, isn't he? Yes, he is.
Yeah.
So good play by the freshman there. Playing nose guard. Here we go. Hand off to Dermeyer going around the left side, and he's got a hole this time. He's weaving and bobbing, and Dietz brings him down from behind, not after a 27-yard run.
Oh, right at the end of the third quarter. What a nice run. If he didn't have to make that last juke, he might have been able to take that to the house. Had two Montague defenders. They were getting blocked back there. It was the safety and another defensive back. So good pursuit by Dietz to probably save 6.
Absolutely. Dietz caught him from behind. He was working hard, and we've called his name quite a bit tonight.
Oh, yeah.
He's becoming a difference maker right there at the linebacker spot.
Oh, yeah. We've been calling out Dietz's name along with Brassfield and Jancic, who we're used to calling out, but Dietz has definitely made his presence known tonight.
Absolutely. So now we're switching sides of the field here, and refs don't have to walk very far. They're probably happy about that. So are our extremely gracious and generous chain gang over there. I mean, I know your dad doesn't want to walk very far.
No. Yeah, of course he doesn't.
But they're standing out in the weather. We're not. We're in the nice warm booth here.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't say too much.
I think the rain has actually stopped. I don't see it raining anymore. So not much rain there, so that's good.
Do you think the Packers turn to the pass here at the beginning of the fourth quarter down by 3 possessions?
Well, if they can get blocks like holes like that for Dermeyer, I mean, you can keep running him because that was a 27-yard gain, but I don't think that's going to happen every play, right? So I still think they need to break it up. You know, even if that counter only gets a yard, you got to break it up.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Packers are down. Snap to Slater. Slater keeps it up the middle. That's the first carry for Slater. He gets a nice carry of about 5 yards.
Yeah, a little bit of unpredictability there.
Richard, like I said, I'm slaughtering his name. I know I am. Richard Slater carried the ball for 5 yards. That's his first carry, other than on scrambles for passes.
Yeah,
nice little run there by the quarterback. Getting the play in down the offensive line. Wide receivers are split out already. Line coming up to the ball. Dermeyer on the side of Slater. Hand off to Dermeyer on the left side. And host of the Wildcats there. I'd say at least 7 of the 11 were in on that tackle. Led by Dietz. Dermeyer slow to get up.
Yeah, it was only his 49,000th carry of the game, so he's probably starting to break down now, and I don't blame him if he is getting a little fatigued.
3rd and 3 for the Packers here on their Wildcat 37 or 38, sorry. See if they go back to Dermeyer. Nope, the quarterback's keeping it, and he's trying to weave his way for a first down, and he is stopped. Silas Jancic right in there right away. Good read by the linebacker. Saw the fake to Dermeyer, and now they're trying. They're trying to see if they can get something changed up, and that's what they need to do.
Yeah, good fill by the linebackers on that one, making sure to stop Slater on that one. And we got a 4th and about 2 or 3 as the ball's on the 37-yard line.
Another score here. Whitehall 56, Ludington nothing at the half.
Oof.
North Muskegon 14, Ravenna nothing in the third quarter. And I think we're getting a timeout by the Fremont Packers. So, Hart 53, Holton 0. Not getting any score updates from the Shelby Manistee game. So, and Mason County Central 36, Hesperia 0. Those are the scores I have. Let's go back to a sponsor read here. Big Stone Therapy. Big Stone Therapies is dedicated to providing excellence and rehabilitation services by optimizing health and function for families and businesses within their communities through caring hands on healing. Located at 9219 Water Street in Montague, Michigan. Their phone number is 231-893-6655. Their hours are Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 5:30, and Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30. Again, thank you for your sponsorship. All right, we're back here. 4th and 3 to go for the Packers. They got the play in. And it's going to be the quarterback rolling out to throw it to Dermeyer. He catches it on the flats. First down. And those fantasy stats just keep going up.
That was actually Kyler DeCooper with the toss over there. He threw it. He was the one that actually threw it to Durheimer.
Was it? I thought it was.
No, that was 14. Kyler DeCooper.
Yeah, it was 14, yeah.
So I don't know if that's a substitution now with Kyler at quarterback and if that's going to be a permanent one.
We'll see. Let's see if he's still back in there. He is still in there at quarterback, so maybe they are making a change. That might be, yeah. Here we go. Hand off to Dermeyer. Up the middle, right off the left side, right behind Hambrock. Brought down by, guess who? Number 67, Rodney Brassfield.
Mm-hmm.
Gain of 1 on the carry.
Yeah, the Kuiper, and I wonder if Fremont's going to look to throw the ball with the Kuiper back there.
Yeah, with the Kuiper back there, it does change it up. We didn't even see that change happen.
Mm-mm.
Maybe he's not much of a throwing threat, but he's more of a running threat. And he's back to throw again here, going deep. And, dropped by Paul Olson. That should have been pick number 4 for the Wildcats.
Yeah, I think DeKuyper was looking for his man to back the end zone, but it just wasn't deep enough. That's a route where you got to hit your guy back there in the end zone, back past that deep safety or that deep defensive back. You got to hit him right to the left of that pylon over there. So a short throw, which almost led to a Paul Olson Wildcats interception. The 4th one of the night it would have been, and it probably should have been.
So we got 3rd and 9 for the Packers. You could tell it was just, I don't think he's got the arm like Slater has. So
right.
We'll see. Handoff to Dermeyer up the middle, weaving his way, but still pumping those legs. And there's a stalemate. Brought down by Silas Jansen.
You had about 9 guys.
And, 8 other dudes.
Yeah. And you had about 9 guys from each team right there pushing against each other. It was looking like a rugby scrum. But now we got 4th down for the Packers with 5 yards to go.
4th and 5. We'll see what they got. 3 to the right. Dermeyer to his right as well. Oh, and caught him. Again, the hard count gets the Wildcats to jump off sides. I don't think it's a first down, but it definitely makes it a lot easier to make a play call.
Oh, yeah, and I talked about that. You and I both talked about a little bit before the game, the discipline that we'd have to see out of the Wildcats today, and it's been lacking a little bit, and that's what allowed the Packers to have these opportunities to convert on 4th down.
Absolutely. We got 7:45 to go here in the 4th quarter, and Packers are coming into the red zone. They're sitting at the 20. It's 4th and 1. Let's see if they can make a play. Changes the play call, obviously, and I can I can guarantee what I would call. I'm giving it to Dermeyer going behind Hambrock.
And I think that's exactly what the Wildcats are looking for here. It's just if they can stop it.
Here's the handoff to Dermeyer, and he's got the first down. He only needed maybe a yard, and he got 3.
Yeah. And what a great push by the left side of the line.
First down. So we're in the red zone again here for the Packers. See what they can do. Obviously, the clock is not their friend right now with their kind of style of offense, but
Right.
we will see what they can do. Now they're lining up 2 wide receivers out to the right. Dermeyer to what's it? DeKuyper's right. Romero going in motion. Here we go. 1st and 10. Fumble in the backfield. Not sure if DeKuyper fell on it. Looks like they're giving it to Fremont right away without even looking. So there's going to be a loss of 2 on that play.
Yeah, I think we just saw exhaustion and fatigue getting to Dermeyer a little bit there. He took off to field that handoff before it was even snapped to the quarterback DeKuyper, and I think he came up writhing in pain a little bit. I think Dietz landed on his shoulder.
Yeah, it was close to the Wildcats getting that ball, and it would have been another turnover. All right, here we go. Same set. Pass over the middle. Ooh, dropped by number 7, Romero Jr. Good route, wide open, just and a good throw.
No, yeah, I think they caught the Wildcats sleeping, having run after run after run. I think those linebackers came in a little bit, allowing Romero to be free on that slant on the inside middle part of the field, but it just went through his hands.
Absolutely, it went right through his hands and almost landed in Paul Olson's lap.
I think Paul wasn't expecting it.
He was coming up for the tackle because, it was a good route by Romero. Back to get the snap is DeKuyper. Dermeyer on his right, rolling to his right, and back pass to Romero, number 40, and he's got the first down, brought down by, who is that? Brassfield catches him. Nice little play, all motion going to the right, throwing back across the traffic to the. He's a running back, I would guess, but he's in. Nice little call right there.
Oh, yeah, they needed to pull something out of the back pocket right there, and they had something to pull out, and it was a nice little play call right there, and it probably would have been a touchdown if not for the great pursuit there by Rodney Brassfield.
1st and goal for the Packers here from the 6-yard line. Handoff to Dermeyer, following his lead block of Hambrock. Gets it inside the 1. So we got a 2nd and goal from the 1. Good carry right there. 5-yard carry inside the 10 there.
Yeah, we've seen Dermeyer come up in pain probably about 5 different times this game, where it's been a shoulder or his ankle or something else, but he just continues to be the workhorse for this Packers offense.
His jersey's going to be dirtier than anybody else's out there. I can tell you that. He's lined up to the left of DeKuyper right now. Timeout Wildcats. They saw something they didn't like. 5:04 here to go in the 4th with the Packers knocking on the door. Definitely changes the game when the Packers finally, if the Packers get on the board here, it changes the game and a little bit, but also the Wildcats have had ball control offense all night too.
Yeah, even if the Packers do score here, they got to score 2 more times in 5 minutes, and we've only seen about 1 score every 12 minutes.
Absolutely. And think about this. This drive for the Packers, where did it start? Was this the one that started on the 1?
Is it?
I think it is.
I'd have to, maybe.
I think this could be a 99-yard drive.
How'd it get down on the 1?
The punt from the Wildcats.
That was this one?
I think it's this drive. That's how long they've had the ball. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
No, that would make sense, though, on why I don't remember, because it's been going on for 35 minutes.
But they, I mean, I don't. I think the Wildcats have only had the ball one time this half.
I think you might be right.
I mean, well, 2 times because we did score on that. It was almost a pick 6, but it was one play. So, and Packers here, 2nd and 1 from. Oh, did he get in? Or he fumbled. Touchback, Wildcats.
Oh my goodness.
And Dermeyer is slow to get up. I believe it's Dermeyer right there down. No, it's a Wildcat. It's a Wildcat. I can't
Peterson?
see.
Justin Durheimer, the ball carrier.
Derheimer wasn't fast to get up either, but
Silas Janczak recovered it.
fumble into the end zone. The Wildcats had him stopped. I don't know if he tried to reach or what, and he got it knocked out, but ball came into the end zone. The Wildcats recover, taking over on the 20-yard line. What a stop by the Wildcats.
And that's got to be so deflating as it's Paul Olsen down over there, not Owen Peterson. But that's got to be so deflating as a Packers offense.
Absolutely. And you could see it in them walking over to the sideline, honestly.
Yeah, just push the ball that far, that long to make it a 2-score game. Make things interesting with 5 minutes left to play. Give them a chance, but now it just seems it took all the air out of the stadium for the Packers, and I think everyone's about calling this one a game.
Possible onside kick after that and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Olsen's still down on the field here. Wow. Well, let's get into our last read here for our sponsors. Last and certainly not least, Grieve Law offers affordable legal service for estate planning, probate, trust administration, and Medicaid eligibility. Check out our new product, West Michigan Join Divorce, at www.wmjointdivorce.com. Spouses cooperate with attorneys to seek a resolution. You know the outcome. Settle your divorce before you begin. Less stress, less arguing, flat fees. We are willing to help people in and out of the office. Our services are client-focused, and we are transparent with each process from start to finish. We are advocates for our community and for our clients. Located at 2320 Lake Avenue, North Muskegon, Michigan. Their phone number is 231-571-0757. Who got the carry on that? Was it Cook?
I believe so.
Cook with the carry. Gain of about 1. Looked like the ball maybe came out at the end, but
Austin Cook, the ball carrier, gained a yard on the play. He's tackled by
Yeah, and just when you think, Cook's been getting all these carries, he's been very active. He doesn't even have half of the carries that Diermeyer has.
oh no. And it looks like we got a sub in here for Cook. I'm not sure who that is next
I think
to him.
that's Dakari Williams in the backfield.
Dakari Williams in the backfield. Yeah, okay. Is that number 1?
Number 4.
Number 4 with the carry coming around the outside. Nice little shake inside, taking it back outside. Good carry for about 6 yards.
Dakari Williams, the ball carrier.
Good run.
Yeah, sharing the ball a little bit.
Maybe a little bit
Brendan Vandenberg makes the
change of pace back. Mm-hmm. Dakari's probably a little bit faster than Cook.
Yeah, Cook's more of that battering ram, hard nose, downhill runner. Kari's got a little more elusiveness. He's a little bit quicker.
And Cook is back in the game. So with a 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2. Cook's back in the game. We'll see what we got. The Wildcats letting the clock wind down, waiting for the back judge to put his hand up. 10 seconds to go. Snapping the ball, hand off to Cook up the middle, and I don't think he got anything. So it'll be 4th down and 2.
Probably no hurt in giving the ball back to the Packers here with only 3 minutes left to play.
They're going to get it with about 2 to go.
and Connor Pettis.
Because if you don't get this 4th down, you're sacrificing pretty good field position here.
Here we go. The Wildcats are lined up,
4th and 2.
waiting for the back judge, trying to get the jump. And what do we really? Looks like we got a false start on the Wildcats. Number 72,
Flag on the play.
which is Joseph Winkleman. False start, so backs him up 5 more yards. So it's going to be 4th and 7.
Wildcats 5-yard penalty.
Definitely a punting situation here. Drops back. Gets a nice little boot. Let's see if it gets a bounce. Yep. And Peterson touches it down at 240 at the 40-yard line for the Packers. Change it down. Let's see what the Packers do now. I mean, they mixed it up quite a bit on that last drive, obviously with a different quarterback. Change of pace. We didn't even notice him come in, which is, I apologize. And then, but you know what? He ran the ball. They ran a couple different plays, nice little pass plays that they had. They're going to have to do everything now. I can't imagine that they're going to run Dermeyer every single play again.
No, yeah. And the Wildcats are just begging them to throw a deep pass. I mean, no deep safety here. Press coverage everywhere. So the Kuiper's
Here's
going
a
to look
throw
to throw
outside, catches it, and then fumble. And I think the Wildcats coming. Guess who? Brody Dietz with the recovery. Fumbled, but caught and fumbled. No, De Kuiper was the one that fumbled it.
Oh, yeah. De Kuiper caught that one. I think the toss there was from
Back from the freshman?
either him or that might have been. No, I think that was Slater, yes.
Yeah, Slater was back in the game. Yep, he was. So, good throw. And I don't know if De Kuiper was just trying to get a little bit more out of it than what he had, but he turned it back over to the Wildcats, and that's ball game right now. Wildcats just going to hand the ball off, run the play clock down. Packers have 2 timeouts. They could use them if they need to. Man coming in late here. 10 seconds. Snap the ball. Hand off to Cook. And he's met in the backfield by number 69, Van Vliet.
Every single time we've called his name, it seems like it's just been a violent tackle.
He's in the backfield when he makes tackles. It's the only time we've called his name and they've all been tackles for loss almost every single time. So good tackle by Van Vliet. 2:05 to go here in the 4th quarter. Play is in for the Wildcats. 10 seconds here for the play clock. In motion, Peterson. Little pitch to him in the front. Coming around the outside. Peterson gets about 6 yards on that carry. Keeps it in bounds. Keeps the clock running. 3rd down and 8. 1:40 to go. The clock is stopped. Do we get a timeout by the Packers? They want the ball back. They want to get on the board at least.
Yeah,
a little moral victory.
Yeah, I respect it. I mean, I'm sure some of the people that are freezing their toes off in the aluminum stands are pretty upset, but I think it's a good idea to continue to try and fight all the way to that last second.
You're showing your players as a coaching staff. You're showing your players that, hey, we want to win this game.
Yeah,
right. That's what you're doing right now.
Timeout called by the Packers.
Wildcats definitely don't want that clock to stop. The clock is currently their friend. They want it. They don't want that clock to stop, so they're not going to call a timeout on that. So here we go. The Wildcats are back up to the ball. 1:40, 4th quarter. Chase Gall ready to receive the snap. High snap, but he pulls it down and runs it himself. Running around the outside. I think he's got the edge. Stay in bounds, young man. Stay in bounds. He does. 1st down, Wildcats. Good run.
No, yeah. Bounced it back outside, closer to the edge, towards the Montague stands, and almost got the outside there, just got tackled from behind as I think that's River Jarka coming off limping a little bit gimpy, but.
And we're going to get a stoppage here as an injury timeout. The one official closest to us never blew his whistle or waved his arms to stop the clock. It had to be the back judge. Even though it was right in front of him.
I mean, you want to talk about the injury bug and just guys missing games. The Wildcats, unfortunately, have been a victim of that. You got Barrett out right now. Isaiah Atchison missed, the first 4 games of the season. Yeah. You also got Jarka out today. I mean, they've been missing a lot of guys. There's only been 1 or 2 games where they've had a complete team.
Absolutely. Looks like we're going to get some time back onto the clock here. It was down to 1:11. Now it's 1:23. As River Jarker comes off and gets looked at. I'm not sure if it's just a cramp or what. Gowell takes a snap, takes a knee. Loss of 2. Clock's running. And the Packers are going to just let it run. 1 more of those, and this game is over. So what'd you see from the Wildcats after a bounce back after 3 consecutive losses?
I saw some solid defense from the Wildcats. I mean, they forced, 5 turnovers tonight, and 3 of those were interceptions, and 1 of those was a punch fumble. So obviously solid from the Wildcats secondary and the guys up front. Very impressive with some key players. It was great to have Brassfield, Jansek out there on defense. They were missing Baird, but a few linebackers came in, and they played pretty solid for the Wildcats. Not a very unpredictable offense. I mean, Diermeyer carried the ball 39 times tonight. So overall, though, big win for the Wildcats. They needed this one after dropping 3 straight, and this is going to help get the Wildcats back on track and keep their playoff hopes alive.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that is the final snap of the game. Once again, Chase Gowell takes a snap, takes a knee, and the clock is running down, 15 seconds to go, but they're lining up and shaking hands. Again, Wildcats win 20-0 behind 5 turnovers on the night. And like you said, it was ball control. It was old school football, old West Michigan Conference style football tonight with a running game here for both sides. And you know what? I'd still take Diermeyer with his stats for my fantasy team.
Oh yeah,
and he's leading the handshake line, and he's lived up to billing, as I could say from all the stats right there.
I think sure. Diermeyer's about ready to go home, go to bed, and not wake up till about 12 tomorrow. And I do not blame him one bit.
But you know what? The Packers showed grit. I thought they played really hard. For stepping into this conference, which is a tough conference. I mean, you Oak Ridge, Whitehall, Montague. Ludington's showing they played Ludington in the past, but they got some good players, and I really liked, Hambrock. They ran behind him quite a bit tonight. Steger, they ran behind him. I mean, these guys are some big guys. They went toe to toe with the Big Blue division.
No, yeah, I feel like the quarterback, whoever it was, if it was DeKuyper or if it was Slater back there, his blind side was protected tonight. And I think also on the left side when they were running the ball, they definitely had pretty decent size holes for Diermeyer running up on that left side. Maybe not as great on the right side, but pretty strong running game from the Packers. Just couldn't put it together offensively.
Absolutely. And again, we thank you for this broadcast. Thank you to our sponsors, North Grove Brewers, Van Dyke Mortgage, Foundation Systems of Michigan, Durga Insurance Group, Greenridge Realty, Chris Dykema, Sarah Real, Big Stone Therapies, Grieve Law, Scheid Plumbing, Heating and Cooling, Coldwell Baker, Dave Dusenberry. I really appreciate it. And this is Bill O'Connell and Tate Stein signing off.
Thanks.